If you are in a relationship with a narcissistic partner, where did you go wrong? Is there something wrong with you? Welcome to the Power of Love Education. I am Maria Quaroli, life and relationship coach and trainer, and I'm sharing my personal experience with a narcissist because I know how painful it is and how difficult to pinpoint the problem. You don't realize. It's as if the narcissistic person you're involved with is a angel carrying darkness. Even though it might appear as an angel of light, he's brilliant, he's handsome, he's sweet. In reality, he's bringing damage in your life and in the life of those people who are dear to your heart. And if you are with him, it's like you get used walking in the dark. You may bump, you might be careful, but somehow you manage, sadly, to find your balance in this environment. But when you understand narcissism and what it's about and how a narcissistic person behaves, it's like if lights fills the room up and chases the darkness away. Everything makes sense. Everything becomes clear. And you can finally find yourself and regain your life back. Of course, to keep yourself in this dark environment, losing your senses in so many ways without even realizing it. What happens is that you probably are telling yourself some big lies. Not to mention that every time a narcissistic partner is talking with you, he's probably lying right to your face. So this time I want to focus on the best side of your relationship with him, because as I mentioned before, the narcissistic can be highly seductive. He can charm you with his smooth ways, and you feel like you're the queen of the world, like you are a very special person, and that he is very special. You start believing that he's your right soulmate for you. And actually, you, during the love bombing phase, you feel this wonderful energy, and you don't realize that it's just your own energy that he's reflecting back to you. So anyway, what this does, he makes you fall in love with him, and looks like he's really in love with you. So I want to focus on this supposedly beautiful side of your love story, when he's been sweet to you, he's been loving, he seems to have his heart in your hands, and that everything is perfect. But is it really? The fact is that I give a lot of value to laughter, to being happy, to have fun. To me, it's so important to be lighthearted, even though we have challenging times and so many times things go wrong. But I think the laughter is an actual medicine. It has helped me in so many ways. And I like it. I like bringing laughter. I like to laugh. And he knew that. So he knew how to make me laugh. I have to be honest about that. We had a lot of good laughter. But that made me all the more convinced that he loved me. And I started believing with all my heart that when we were together, we had fun. But really, was it like that? Almost in every chance that we had to spend the day together, for a holiday, for doing something particular like a birthday or uh, a day to remember, he would always find a way to bring things down. And one of his favorite ways was to spoil the fun by saying, "Oh, I'm doing this for you, honey." And that was so terrible. It had such an impact on me, a negative effect, like a punch in my stomach. Because if you have to do it for me, just don't do it, for heaven's sake. So it was like for him to go out walking together or to have a picnic together or do something fun together for once, it was like a cause of stress. And that was dampening the whole experience so many times. In reality, a narcissistic person is unhappy and he doesn't want you to be happy. Actually, his fun becomes when your is ending. And if you are in a relationship with a narcissistic person, chances are that his charm worked on you big time, just as it did with me. So yes, narcissistic people are known to be extremely charming, very seductive. But as time goes by and as you get deeper in a relationship with them, you realize that his charm is a lot of smoke. In reality, it's not so consistent. I realized that whenever we were with friends, having possibly a good time, if something didn't click with him, if something would go slightly wrong, he would get upset, he would overreact and turn off the power. And this was increasing with time as he was getting older. But another killer was the fact that whenever we would have a romantic moment, maybe a dinner together, and I was so happy that we could be together because for me, just the fact that we were spending time one with another was enough to have a fun, great moment. But then, lo and behold, he would start talking and talking and talking, and he would just talk about himself and only about himself without taking a break, without asking you a single question, without showing a bit of interest in what your life was, what was happening in your life, or even talking about anything else that it wasn't him. It wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. And at the end of the evening, you would be bored to tears. Oh my goodness, it's just not charming at all. And so, because he was still handsome and he would be so popular with people. I kept thinking that I was fortunate to have him by my side, that he was still a very charming man. But in reality, it was a lie. He wasn't a charming person to be with. If he's changed once, he can change again. Really? As I began to study coaching about 10 years ago, my life had a big turnaround because I started examining my life as never before, and that brought a real revolution. I was able to manage my emotions better. I started managing myself better, my whole life, and that brought a positive change all around and with every relationship in my life. And that was with him too, or so I thought. As a good chameleon that changes colors according to his surrounding, he quickly picked up on the new vibe that I had, the new energy, the new inspiration that studying coaching had brought to me. He had made a difference. He made things clearer, and I became more effective in so many ways. And so seemed to happen in him also. He morphed into this new person that was much less overreactive. It was much more in tune because he can understand and pick up your changes right away. He doesn't want to create a breakup, or he doesn't want to create huge tension. He doesn't want to lose you, basically, he, because and when he still needs you. So he morphed into a different person, and it was very pleasant. And I was thinking to myself, wow, he is changed. And actually, this is something that really works for you too in every healthy relationship. When you focus on yourself and you make positive change, eventually other people around you change as well. It's a wave of positive change happening all around you and in your love life as well. Also, he said that he was going to help me to promote my work because he had the skill to do it and the will to do it. And so I believed him, and off he went, and he was started being away from home so often. And I trusted him for that. I thought he really wanted to make a difference for our work and that we had a common goal to strive for. In reality, as soon as he was out the door, he was completely a different person, doing his own things from dawn uh, to sunset, doing his own things, meeting his people, doing living a completely different life. And whenever I felt something was wrong, whenever I had doubts about it, whenever I asked him about it, he would lie, and I was left in the dark. He was taking advantage of my trust to do his own things. No matter what, he loves me. Really. Now, I believe the love is a powerful force that can endure anything that happens, that can go through everything and still come out winning. But I realized that I was convincing myself of it. I was trying to believe that he was there for me and that he loved me. But it really wasn't so. I thought that we had a goal together, but that wasn't real. It was just my imagination. I believed that he really loved me, but it wasn't real. He had other victims, other preys all over the place, all around, and that's what he does. That's his real passion, finding people to get narcissistic supply from all the time. And then I thought our family was important to him, but it wasn't. I thought that what we had built together was important for him, it mattered to him, but it didn't. And so when I realized that brought a lot of pain. But it was also the moment of truth that I needed to turn myself around and start again. And this is when you can sing your redemption song. Now, redemption has an interesting meaning. Oh, it's not the redemption song that Bob Marley sings, it's your own redemption song. It's your own song of victory for coming out of a toxic relationship that can only bring you ill feelings and loss of self-esteem, loss of power, loss of inspiration, and not to mention that it can cause depression, breakdown, and physical illness as well. So to break away from all this, it takes knowledge, the understanding of what happens when you are in love with a narcissistic person and how is using you for his gain. So when you break away from him, your redemption means that you acquire a state of freedom, freedom from the guilt, thinking that maybe you were wrong or there was something that you were doing that was causing this hurt, this pain, and freedom from this unhappiness because he wants you unhappy. He wants to steal your joy. And this hurts so much, and it's not something blatant. It's done in small, consistent ways, day by day, month after month, year after year, until you collapse under the weight of the brokenness that you feel inside. So, whenever you come out or you just start seeing the light and you see the darkness of narcissism go away, start singing your way to victory. Start singing your redemption song because you can live in that freedom. You can live with a deep thankfulness for who you are, for the way that you are designed, and for all that you can be without a toxic person poisoning your life and everything that you do. If you want to discover more in concrete how narcissistic people work and the effect that they have in your life and in your day, you can contact me through my website, mariaquarolicoaching.com. There is an English page, and I began a new course, which is Beyond Narcissism, a New Start. It is a coaching program with 8 modules and 8 coaching sessions that brings you from being in the dark, being in a suffering situation, to a new rebirth, a new start, a new found freedom. See you soon.